Good morning, students. So, in the last class, we are discussed about the autocorrelation and cross correlation. So, the correlation is nothing but the similarity between the two signals. So, today we will discuss one important topic, that is the energy density spectrum. Okay, energy density spectrum. Okay, so this we also called ESD. uh, Energy spectral density or energy density spectrum. Okay, so first of all we'll see what is spectral density. Okay, so spectral density. Okay, so spectral density is nothing but it is the distribution of energy or power of a signal per unit bandwidth as a function of frequency. So that means it is a distribution. Okay, so it is a distribution of energy or power of a signal, power of a signal power of a signal per unit bandwidth. Okay, per unit bandwidth as a function of as a function of frequency. Okay, so this is nothing but the spectral density. Okay, so first of all we'll see the energy density spectrum of a energy signal as energy spectrum and density spectrum of a power signal. Okay, so first of all we'll see the energy signal. So what is the energy signal? Energy signal is nothing but a signal which is having a finite energy and zero average power. Okay, so a signal having finite energy. Okay, so finite energy and zero average power. Okay, so for energy signal the power is zero. So that means the finite energy is nothing but the energy of a signal lies between 0 to infinity. Okay, and power of a signal equal to how much? Zero. Okay, is called energy signal. Okay, is called the energy signal. So which signals we'll call most of the signals, which signals we call as energy signals? Example, a periodic signal. Okay, so a periodic signals are we call this as a energy signal. Okay, so like pulse. Okay, so a rectangular pulse, suppose if you see this is a rectangular pulse. Okay, so this is one a periodic signal. So so let us consider anyway this is x of t. This type of signal is nothing but the energy signal. Okay, uh, now we'll see the so now we'll see the normalized energy. Okay, so normalized energy is nothing but, so next one is normalized energy. Normalized energy. So normalized energy is nothing but it's a simply energy of a signal. It is defined the energy dissipated by the voltage signal applied across the 1 ohm resistor. Okay, so normalized energy is nothing but whatever the energy dissipated. Okay, energy dissipated by a by a voltage voltage applied. So wherever you are applying the voltage across 1 ohm resistor. Okay, so 1 ohm resistor is nothing but the uh, so this is nothing but normalized energy. Okay, so mathematically you can define normalized energy. This is equal to what? Integration minus infinity to infinity mod x of t whole square dt. Mod x of t whole square dt. Okay, so that means the energy of a signal exists only if E is finite. Okay, so the given energy of a signal exists when the E is finite. That means energy value lies between 0 to infinity. Okay, so this is normalized energy. Okay, so now we'll discuss about the one of the important property, that is Parsavals theorem for energy signals or Rayleigh's energy theorem. Okay, so So this is one of the important theorem we can expect in the final exam. So Parseval's theorem. Okay. So Parseval's theorem for energy signal. For energy signal. Energy signal or one second. Can you tell me the maximum part number? One second. Okay. So Parseval's theorem for energy signal. Okay. Parseval's theorem for energy signal or we can call this as Rayleigh's energy theorem. Okay, RAYLEIGHS, Rayleigh's energy theorem. Okay, so Parseval's theorem for energy signal or Rayleigh's energy theorem. Okay, so this one says Parseval's theorem defines the energy of a signal in terms of Fourier transform. So that means using Parseval's theorem, we can so the energy of a signal is evaluated directly from its frequency spectrum. Okay, so by using Parseval's theorem, the energy of a signal is evaluated directly from its frequency spectrum. Okay, so it can be evaluated directly from its frequency spectrum. Okay, so without the knowledge of the time domain version. Okay, so without the knowledge of time domain spectrum. Okay, time domain version. So that means without the knowledge of the time domain version, okay, so we can find out the we can find out the frequency spectrum of a given signal. Okay, so given energy signal. Okay, this is nothing but Parseval's theorem. So we need to prove this Parseval's theorem. So mathematically it is defined like this. So E equal to what? E equal to integration minus infinity to infinity mod x of t whole square dt. This is equal to 1 by 2 pi 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity mod x of omega whole square d omega. Okay, so that means anyway this is equal to what? Integration minus infinity to infinity mod x of f whole square into df. Okay, so this you need to prove. Okay, this you need to prove. So proof. So we'll see the proof. Parseval's theorem for the energy signal. So consider the function x of t. Okay. So consider the function x of t. Okay. So if you consider this function x of t, uh, so x of t is having the Fourier transform x of omega. Okay. X of t is having the Fourier transform x of omega. Let x conjugate of t, x star of t be the conjugate of x of t such that the Fourier transform of x star of t. So that means the Fourier transform of x conjugate of t is how much? X star of minus omega. Okay. So x conjugate of minus omega. Okay. So here, so what is energy of a signal? So how you define the energy of a signal? So energy of a signal is defined. So energy of a signal is defined E equal to what? E equal to integration minus infinity to infinity mod x of t whole square dt. Okay, so this is equal to so this you can write as integration minus infinity to infinity x of t into x conjugate of t dt. X of t into x conjugate of t dt. So so if you change the interchange these terms, two terms, so you can write like this: x conjugate of t into x of t dt. X conjugate of t, x of t dt. Okay. Now what you should do? Replacing x of t by its inverse inverse Fourier transform. Inverse Fourier transform. So now replace x of t by its inverse Fourier transform. Okay. So what you are getting? So now replacing x of t with inverse Fourier transform, what you are getting? Capital E equal to integration minus infinity to infinity x conjugate of t, x conjugate of t. So what is inverse Fourier transform from 1 by 2 pi? So inverse Fourier transform of x of t is 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity x of omega into e power j omega t into dt. Okay. So what I did, I replaced x of t with its inverse Fourier transform. So that means this is the inverse Fourier transform IFT, inverse Fourier transform of what? X of t. Okay. So inverse Fourier transform of x of t. So in the above equation, I replaced x of t. So in this above equation, I replaced x of t with the inverse Fourier transform. Okay. So now interchange the order of integration. So interchange the order of integration. If we interchange the order of integration, so what we are getting? E equal to 1 by 2 pi 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity. So this x of omega is there, no? So keep bring outside. Okay. So that means x of omega is there, so that you bring outside again integration minus infinity to infinity. So this you bring it inside x conjugate of t e power j omega t into d omega. Okay, e power minus e power x conjugate of t e power j omega t d omega. Okay, so now so what is this one? This is nothing but the inverse Fourier. That means this is the Fourier transform of. So what is this one? This is the Fourier transform of x conjugate of minus omega. Okay, so x conjugate of minus omega. So that means you can replace. So equal to what? 1 by 2 pi. 1 by 2 pi. Integration minus infinity to infinity. Anyway, x of omega is there. X conjugate of minus omega. Okay, x conjugate of minus omega d omega. Okay, so here anyway dt is there. Okay, so dt. So so x of omega x conjugate of minus omega. So this you can write as equal to what? 1 by 2 pi. 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity mod x of omega whole square d omega. X of omega whole square d omega. Okay, so uh, so let omega equal to what? Omega equal to, as you know, 2 pi f. 2 pi f. So d omega equal to how much? 2 pi into df. D omega equal to 2 pi into df. So normally x of 2 pi f, x of 2 pi f is written as x of f, x of f. So the above equation becomes equal to what? Mm, so 1 by 2 pi, 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity. So x of omega 2 pi f equal to x of f, no? So this is x of f. So mod x of f whole square into d omega is how much? D omega equal to 2 pi into df. 2 pi into df. So anyway 2 pi is constant. You can bring outside. So that means here e equal to what? E equal to 1 by 2 pi into 2 pi. So integration minus infinity to infinity x of f mod x of f whole square into df. So 2 pi get cancelled. So what is energy of a signal? So that means integration minus infinity to infinity mod x of f whole square df. Okay. So that means we have proved the Parseval's theorem in terms of x of omega. Okay. Uh, so this is one term. Okay. So this is one term, and this is the next term. Okay, so we proved this Parseval's theorem. No, so what is the Parseval's theorem? States that Parseval's theorem states that the energy of a signal is evaluated directly with its frequency spectrum. Okay, so with its frequency spectrum we can evaluate the energy of a signal. Okay, without the knowledge of the time domain version of the signal. Okay, this is one of the important property. Okay, so this is about the Parseval's theorem. Is there any doubts in this theorem, students? Can anyone respond?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So energy spectrum density. So next topic is energy spectrum density. Energy spectrum density. Okay, energy spectrum density. So this is nothing but EHD. Okay, energy spectrum density. So EHD is nothing but the distribution of energy of a signal in frequency domain. So whatever the distribution of energy in a frequency domain, that gives the energy spectrum density. Okay, so the energy spectrum density is nothing but distribution distribution of energy distribution of energy of a signal in the frequency domain. Okay, so in the frequency domain. So the total area under spectral density on curved path as a function of frequency equal to total energy of a signal. So that means mathematically we can define energy is ESD. So uh, the symbol for ESD is nothing but the psi of omega. Okay, so the total area under the spectral density curved plotted as a function of frequency equal to total energy of a signal. So that means this is nothing but energy spectral density. Okay, so mathematically if you define, so total area under spectral density. So this is nothing but psi of omega under the curved plotted as a function of frequency is equal to what? Total energy of a signal. So what is total energy of a signal? X of omega whole square. Okay. So this is the relationship. This is the formula for energy spectral density. Okay. Uh, so let us consider there are two functions. Let x of t, and x of t and y of, so x of t be the input of a signal, and y of t is nothing but output signal of a linear system. So let us consider one linear system. So uh, so let x of t, if you apply the Fourier transform, what you are getting? X of omega. Okay, and y of t, if you apply the Fourier transform, so what you are getting? Y of omega. Okay, so this is the Fourier transform. Okay, so uh, now suppose consider the transfer function in time domain, that is nothing but h of t. So for h of t, if you apply the Fourier transform, what you are getting? H of omega. Okay, so as you know, the response, the output is the product of the transfer function and input function. Okay, so that means y of omega equal to h of omega into x of omega. So that is suppose if it is in time domain, what you are getting? Y of t equal to convolution of x of t, and h of t. No, so that means there is a property of convolution. So when you are applying the Fourier transform for the output of the signal, you are getting the multiplication of transfer function and input function. Okay, now let us consider the ESD, energy spectral density. Okay, so ESD, energy spectral density of input signal. Okay, so of input signal, if you see, what is the energy spectral density for input signal? Psi x of omega equal to mod x of omega whole square. Okay, so that means this is the formula for energy spectral density. No, so psi of omega equal to x of omega whole square. No, and let us consider the output signal, energy spectral density for the output signal. Output signal is output signal y of t psi y of omega equal to what? Y of omega whole square. Okay, now so psi y of omega equal to y of omega whole square, that is equal to, so let us consider this is what is y of omega? Let us consider this is equation 1. From equation 1, what is y of omega? X of h of omega into x of omega. Okay, substitute that equation in this relation. So h of omega into x of omega, whole square. Okay, so that means it will be applied individually, mod h of omega whole square, mod x of omega whole square. Okay, so so what is this one? Mod h of omega whole square. So what is this one? Energy spectral density of input signal, psi x of omega, So that means what you got? The energy spectral density of uh, output signal equal to square of the h of omega. So that means square of the transfer function. Okay, square of the transfer function into the energy spectral density of the input signal. Okay, so this is the relationship between the energy spectral density of input signal and the output signal. Okay, so output signal, energy spectral density of output signal is defined with the square of the impulse response of the signal multiplied with the energy spectral density of input signal. Okay. So this is how we can find out the energy spectral density of output signal. Okay. Now you need to find out the energy of a signal. Okay. So if you need to find out the energy of a signal. So energy of a signal. So what is energy of a signal? EY. EY equal to what? Energy of output signal is nothing but integration minus infinity to infinity mod x of, you can write as mod x of omega whole square into uh, df, no, x of f whole square into df. Okay, so this is nothing but x of omega or x of f whole square equal to in terms of a energy spectral density. So that is integration minus infinity to infinity. This you can write as uh, psi, this is y not x, y of f whole square. So psi of y f into df. So can I write like this? So that means energy spectral density is the square of this energy of a signal. No. So this y of f whole square df. This is written in terms of energy spectral density. Okay. So in terms of omega, if you want to represent, that is 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity psi of y omega into d omega. Psi of y omega into d omega. Okay. So this is equal to what? What is psi of y omega you got? Psi of y omega equal to mod h of omega whole square into psi x of omega you got, no? So that if you substitute, what you are getting, E of y equal to 1 by 2 pi 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity mod h of omega whole square into psi x of omega into d omega, psi x of omega into d omega. Okay, so like this you can find out the energy of a signal in terms of transfer function and input of a signal. Suppose if you consider an LTA system with I kept in the WhatsApp group. Ideal, ideal low pass filter. Okay, so if you consider ideal low pass filter, which is having the lower cutoff frequency is FL and the higher cutoff frequency is FH. Okay, so for low pass filter, ideal low pass filter, H of omega equal to what? 1 for for FL less than F less than FH. Okay, so that means the cutoff frequency is lies between FL to FH. Now for this you can write EY equal to what? EY equal to 1 by pi integration FL to FH psi x of omega into d psi x of omega into d omega. So anyway, h of omega equal to 0, h of omega mod of h of omega equal to 0 for ideal low pass filter. So mod of h of omega whole square equal to what? That is not 0, that is equal to 1 for low pass filter. So mod h of uh, so mod h of omega whole square, this value equal to what? 1. Okay, so that means what you are getting, ey equal to 1 by pi. Okay, ey equal to 1 by pi FL to FH psi x of omega d omega, or you can write Ey equal to what? 1 by pi integration FL to FH FH FL to FH psi x of 2 pi f 2 pi f into 2 pi f 2 pi into df. Okay, that means omega equal to what? 2 pi f. Okay, so d omega equal to what? 2 pi into df. Okay, so 2 pi into df you got. Okay, so this is a 2 pi into 2 pi 2 pi into df. Okay, so anyway one pi get cancelled. So what you are getting in terms of df, this is equal to twice that of integration fl to fh fl to fh phi x of f df, phi x of f df. Okay, so this is the energy of a signal, output signal in terms of power spectral density. Okay, phd, power spectral density. Okay, so so now we'll see some properties of EHD. Okay, so properties. properties of ESD, energy spectral density. Okay, so properties of ESD, the first property is total area under the energy density spectrum is equal to total energy of a signal. Okay, so total energy uh, total area, not total energy, total area total area total area under the energy density spectrum, and density spectrum is equal to total energy of the signal. Okay, so mathematically, if you define total area under the energy density spectrum, so what is the total area under energy density spectrum? 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity psi of omega into d omega. Okay, this is the total area under the energy density spectrum. So this is equal to what? This is equal to so integration minus infinity to infinity psi f of d, psi f into df. So this is in terms of omega, this is in terms of f. So this is the energy of a signal. Okay, so total area under the energy density spectrum. So this is the total area under the energy density spectrum equal to the total energy of a signal. So this is the total energy of a signal. Okay, so this is first property. And the second property, if you see, if x of t is LTI system with impulse response h of t, and input and output of ESD are related. So that means x of t is the input of LTI system, linear time invariant system, with impulse response. So with the impulse response. So that means whenever you are giving an impulse as an input, so whatever the output you are getting, that is nothing but the impulse response. Okay, so impulse response, that is nothing but h of t. Okay, the input and output of energy spectral density. So the input and output of ESD, energy spectral density, are related like this: psi y of omega equal to h of omega whole square into psi x of omega. Okay, so this I proved. So in the previous topic I proved. So in terms of f, you can write psi y of f equal to h of f whole square into psi x of f. Okay, so this is nothing but so x of t is the input of the LTI system. Then you can. Okay. Okay. So this is the second property. Okay, and the third property, the autocorrelation function. So we have seen the autocorrelation function is nothing but the signal shifted by itself. Okay, so we are comparing the same signal. So R of the autocorrelation function and energy spectral density. Okay, psi of omega. Okay, form a Fourier transform pair. Fourier transform phase. Okay, so that means what you are getting, this property here I am writing. So r of tau. Okay, that r of tau is nothing but autocorrelation function. So if you apply the Fourier transform, what you are getting? You are getting energy spectral density. Okay, similarly r of tau. So if you apply the Fourier transform in terms of f, you are getting. So this is nothing but a ESD in terms of omega, and this is ESD in terms of f. Okay, so that means third property says that autocorrelation function r of tau and the energy spectral density are both are Fourier transform pairs. Okay, so these are the main properties of energy spectral density, ESD. Okay, energy spectral density. Okay, so with this we covered the energy of a means energy. Energy density spectrum of a energy signal. Okay, energy spectral density of a energy signal. So next we will go for the energy spectral density of a power signal. Okay, so if you see the power signal, So how you can define the power signal? So power signal is having the uh, power signal. So for how you can define the power signal? Power signal. Energy signal is nothing but energy which is having the finite energy and power equal to zero. No. So power signal is nothing but, so this you can define as signal with the finite power. Okay, signal with finite power and infinite energy. Okay, so for power signal, the power is finite, so that means power lies between 0 to infinity, and energy should be infinite. Okay, energy should be infinite. That type of signals we call as a power signal. Okay, so these type of signals we call as a power signal. Okay, so example you can say periodic signals. Okay, so periodic signals are nothing but the power signal. Okay, so periodic signals means here let us consider this is a sine wave. Okay, so this is repeating at infinite intervals of time. Okay, so which is having some period of pi or 2 pi like that. So these type of signals we call as the power signals. Okay, so next you have to define average power. So for the energy also we define the average energy, no? So average power. So it is defined as the average power dissipated by the voltage x of t applied across 1 ohm resistor. So whatever the average power, average power dissipated by a voltage x of t applied across 1 ohm resistor, across 1 ohm resistor. Okay, so this is nothing but the average power. So mathematically how you can define average power is nothing but limit t tends to infinity, 1 by t integration t by 2 to minus t by 2 to t by 2 so mod x of t whole square into dt, mod x of t into whole square into dt. Okay, so this is nothing but the average power. Normally this power is defined, uh, the above power is defined actually in terms of mean square value. Okay, so that is mean square value or time average of a square signal. So time, so it is defined as a mean square, it is defined as mean square or time average, of the square signal, of the square signal. Okay, so that means so how you can define power equal to mean square or time average of a square signal. So mod, so that means x square of t. Okay, x square of t bar equal to limit t tends to infinity 1 by t integration minus infinity to infinity mod x of t whole square into dt. Okay, mod x of t whole square into dt. Okay, so this is how you can define the, uh, average power of a given signal. Okay, so for the power signal also you need to you have a Parseval's theorem. Okay, so for power signals also you have a Parseval's theorem. Okay, Parseval's theorem. So this Parseval's theorem, this is also one important theorem related to the power signals. So this Parseval's theorem is nothing but whatever the power of a signal, it is defined in terms of Fourier series coefficients. Okay, so power of a signal is defined in terms of Fourier series. Okay, Fourier series coefficients. Fourier series coefficients. Okay, so Fourier series coefficients. So that means in terms of harmonic components present in the signal. Okay, so in terms of whatever the harmonic components are there, that will that this power is represented. So mathematically, if you define this one power equal to what? summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity mod c of n whole square, mod c of n whole square. Okay, so this you need to prove for the Parseval's theorem. Okay, so proof, if you see, so they will ask define the Parseval's or state the Parseval's theorem, state and prove the Parseval's theorem for the power signal, state and prove the Parseval's or Rayleigh's energy theorem, okay, for the energy signal. Okay, so you need to prove this one. So consider the signal, the input signal x of t. Okay, so we know that mod x of t whole square equal to what? It is defined in terms of product of the this true value and conjugate value. Product of true value and conjugate, x of t equal to x conjugate of t into mod x of t. Okay, so so now where, what is this one? So x conjugate, this is x of t is nothing but the conjugate of x of t, conjugate of x of t. Now what is the power of the signal for the input signal? Average power, power equal to what? 1 by t integration minus t by 2 to t by 2. Okay, mod x of t whole square dt, mod x of t whole square dt. So this is the basic definition for the power of a signal. No? So this is t by 2 minus t by 2 to t by 2. Okay, so minus t by 2 to t by 2 mod x of t whole square. So what, how you can define mod x of t whole square in terms of true value and conjugate value? No? So 1 by t integration minus infinity to infinity x of t x conjugate of t dt, x of t x conjugate of t dt. Okay, so like this you can define the power of average power of a signal. Okay, so uh, now we have the exponential Fourier series. Okay, so we have the exponential Fourier series. Okay, so what is the exponential Fourier series? X of t equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity cn into e power j. One second, my laptop is running low. I'll keep charging. Okay, so this is nothing but the e power j omega, e power j omega j omega n omega t. No, so this is the Fourier transform j n omega t. Okay, cn into gen where cn is nothing but the Fourier transform coefficients. Okay, now replace this one in the above equation. Okay, so where x of t is there, no, so replace this x of t value in this equation. Okay, so when you are replacing, when you are substituting this equation, you are getting power equal to what? 1 by t integration minus t by 2 to t by 2 summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity cn e power j n omega t into x conjugate of t dt. Okay, so wherever the x of t is there, I replace with the Fourier series, exponential Fourier series. Okay, so this is nothing but x of t. Okay, x of t. Okay, so now interchange the order of integration. Okay, you have to interchange the order of integration. So if you interchange the order of integration, so what you are getting? Power equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity cn 1 by t integration minus t by 2 to t by 2 x conjugate of t e power j n omega t into dt, n omega t into dt. Okay, so this is nothing but summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity Cn. So this is the conjugate of so Cn value is what? Cn equal to coefficients you can define 1 by t integration minus t by 2 to t by 2 x of t into e power j n omega t into dt. No, so this you got in through Fourier series. Okay, similarly Cn star equal to what? 1 by t integration minus t by 2 to t by 2 t by 2 x conjugate of t into e power j n omega t into dt. Okay, so this one you can write as Cn conjugate. Cn conjugate. Okay, so as you know, x of t, x conjugate of t is nothing but mod x of t whole square. Here also you can write summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity mod Cn whole square. Okay, so that means power equal to what? Summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity mod Cn whole square. Okay, so that means for the power signals, uh, for the power signal, so Parseval's theorem states that mm, the power of a signal is defined in terms of its a Fourier series coefficients. Okay, so the power of a signal, so the average power, whatever the power of a signal, so that is defined in terms of it's a Fourier series. So here Cn is nothing but the Fourier series coefficients. No, okay. So this is how uh, you have to prove this power Parseval's theorem. Okay, for the power signal.